Hello everyone, welcome to my session here at the Global AI Bootcamp by the Azure Nigeria Community. Thanks a lot for having me first. I'm here to show you about how I kind of tame my chaos with receipts with GPT-4 models. But yeah, before going into right on it, I like to say once again thanks to the community to letting me do this and come here and tell you about my story and how I like to do stuff here. So yeah, let's start after I say thanks with who am I, right? So one sec. So my name is Emiliano Montesdeoca. I am, well, first of all, I'm an MVP in Microsoft in developer technologies. I don't know. I think it's for about 3 years now. Also, I like to be, I like to give some sessions to everyone. I been top most active speaker for a few years now, and also I'm obviously I work in development. I am a cloud team lead here at Intelequia. We are a company that it's based on here on Spain, but we have a couple of places in the world too, like USA and stuff. About me, well, I just love programming. I love doing stuff with AI. I love doing stuff with everything new that comes off the from Microsoft. So yeah, I enjoy it every single day. That's why I always like to teach what I do and show what I do to people because I think that's how you go back to the community after they teach you that much stuff, right? So thanks for being here. So what am I gonna talk about, right? What is about the receipts, right? So the issue I have with receipts is that, well, a couple of months ago it was Christmas here and obviously in Spain, and I am actually from Uruguay, right? So South America, and we really love Christmas. So do people here in Spain, but they don't really celebrate Christmas that much, like the giving the gift and stuff. They do another day, right? So I have my family, which loves getting Christmas gift, and then I have my other family from my wife that likes to get Christmas from another day, right? So I ended up having to buy stuff like the pretty early in December, so I can have like everything done before, right? So you have to be smart there, and you don't go like the last day to buy stuff, right? So my issue is that I ended up with this stuff, right? So with this, and then with this, more receipts, and more receipts, and more receipts, even more receipts, and guess it, more receipts, and most likely more receipts and more receipts. Why is this happening? Well, when you do the gifting, you have to like save everything because they might want to change it back because, well, they don't like it or it's too big or too short for them or something, right? So you keep everything in there, right? So problem is I have like a bag or so of like 50 or so receipts, and that's why I said, what can I do, right? So what did I build, right? So my idea is that, I mean, I'm a software engineer. I know how to do stuff, right? So I was like, okay, I can create something where I can take the receipts because, I have a phone here, right? And then with the phone, I can take the pictures. But then this is too hard because I need to move everything, maybe write everything on the app. And okay, this is how much I spent or how much I did not spend and how much left I have and stuff, right? But then AI came right to our lives and it's making it easier, right? That's why I love about AI. Not everything is about making, money and stuff. It's just maybe you can make your life easier, right? So I said, I know how to make web applications. I know how to use AI, or at least at that point when I did this, I was like, I want to learn about this. I want to learn about AI, right? So what can I do? So I went and created this beautiful thing, which is open source and stuff, is that it just gets the receipts and then just analyze everything and tell me, this is the total cost, right? So I call it receipt analyzer, right? It's not like the best name, you know. If you think about the name, you can think about another thing. It's just receipts and analyze, right? And in the end, what it does is takes everything that you show in a picture, reads it, and it's going to try and give you the amount of items you got with everything and stuff. So let me show you before continuing the whole thing and what it is actually, right? So this is my application here. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit bigger so you see the background here. So this is the application. As far as you know, you most likely know that this is a Play Store application, and if not, I'm gonna show you later. And the thing is that basically you come here and then you go to here and then you say here, right? I have my ticket here, as you can see. Let's analyze this ticket first so you understand what I'm trying to do, right? So here, this is a common place here on Spain, which is called El Corte Inglés. So this is the name of our place that we're going to buy. Then we have the exact place where you want to buy it. So this is have multiple shops all over Spain, and then you have this one which is part of the only my where I live. Then you see the total. This is the total, and then you see this is the items, right? So we have a couple of things here. So we have our shop name here. I guess our shop sub name or something. Then you have some items, right? And in the end, you have the total amount, right? Sorry, total amount, right? So you have a couple of stuff here that you can see on a receipt. I mean, you have millions of receipts that are all the same, right? Same but different, right? So the issue here is that it's not like I could build something that reads this type of receipt and this type of receipt of this type of receipt, because you know there's millions of shops around, in the world where like they have all kind of different receipts, because you know everything is different here. So it just takes everything here and you process the request. This is doing it here on the end, and obviously the demo doesn't fail, as that could happen, right? We should see here at the very end. Take some time, sorry about that. Come on. There you go. You see here that the analysis results, and then you see the name of the place, the date, total, and items, right? So if sorry about zooming in and zooming out, but if you see here, this is the Corte Inglés, which actually matches this stuff. Date, well, it takes it from most likely here, right? Then the total obviously reads from here, and then the items, which could be multiple of them, right? It comes from here, right? So you see we get 4 of them. And with this, I was like, with this I can build something amazing, right? So for my home and my wife and stuff, I created this thing where, I told my wife, if you get something and for example, you want to track it because it's important, you have the bank statements and stuff. But if you want something, you could just open the app, get the picture, and then we have that on our system, and we know when we have the receipts and what we buy and stuff, right? So for me, it's an amazing stuff, right? But how is this built, right? So that's why I want to that's what I want to show. What I want to show you now. So this is the thing that I built, right? And sorry, but this. So how is this built, right? So let's start with infrastructure, right? So how can you build something like this? At this point, well, you can do it whatever you want, right? So it's not like you have to follow what I say, right? But my thing is that right now, for me, at least in my line of work and what I do and my team, I tell if you want to build anything, for me, there's no other way you can build something and not use NetAspire, right? So what is not NetAspire? So Aspire is this framework that lets you build cloud native applications and stuff. But the thing is that it's gives you so much developer tools to see everything, right? So it lets you create resources, see the logs, structural logs, traces, metrics, and stuff. Connects everything for you. You forget about Docker, right? You forget about YAML files. You forget about everything. It just works, right? Then I'm gonna show you everything later on, so no worries about that. But I want to go step by step. There's obviously three things. Next one, we got infrastructure. Next one is the web app, right? So I use Blazor. If you don't know me, um, I started this journey about showing stuff to people by using Blazor because I think Blazor is the best thing that happened to people that don't like to use JavaScript. So I don't like to use JavaScript. I have to use it every day anyways, but I don't like to use it. So Blazor is just a net framework that basically lets you create any kind of app, like web app, or now Maui and stuff, even desktop apps, just by using C Sharp and .NET, right? As you can see here, more on the right side, you can see a small thing where you can see, okay, I'm using C Sharp code and I'm using HTML and I'm using, you could even use JavaScript if that's your thing. That's fine, right? So it lets you do everything for you here, just using C Sharp and .NET, but then you can use whatever framework you want in the end, right? And the last, we created infrastructure, we have the web application, and where the magic happens is on the AI, which we use semantic kernel. So semantic kernel is an SDK, library, nugget package, call it whatever you want, which is on different languages. So for now it comes C Sharp, Python, JavaScript. I think Java is not longer maintained, so those three ones. And the easy thing about, say, semantic kernel, I've given some sessions about semantic kernel only, is that it lets you add AI to your application just, the easy way. You don't have to do anything. Like, it's just, you just get the nugget package, set up a couple of stuff like this, OpenAI endpoint stuff, an API key, or just run it on local, and it just works. You can create your own chat thing where you can ask OpenAI with your data, with your stuff, and that's it, right? So yeah, what I'd say is that semantic kernel is the easy way to add AI, and this, by the way, is the flagship library that Microsoft is say, use this if you want enterprise AI in your application. It's not like this is just, some random package that, they say you should use this. No. Microsoft is saying, use this one if you want to have AI, fully enterprise AI in your application, right? So this is the three pillars of our application. And then, there's no more things that I want to show you regarding slides. So let's take the remaining stuff to show the code. I want to go step by step showing the three pillars of everything, and then I show you how we can get the information about the receipts here, right? So let me close this. So if you see here, hopefully this is big enough for you. We have a couple of stuff here. So this is my solution. By the way, haven't told you, but this is going to be public. So at the end, I'm going to share the GitHub link with this. You can see the source code and also the slides if you want to see them. It's totally open source. This is free to learn, and also this logic that you're going to see, some of them was used by Microsoft itself. I have a couple of sessions on the official .NET Live YouTube channel where they use this kind of session, but for another thing, which I did for traffic jam cameras. So this is really cool. So what we have here. So first of all, as you can see here, we are talking about the infrastructure here. So as I told you before, we are using, NetAspire, right? NetAspire basically, it joins you all kind of services. For example, here you can see that we have a couple of microservices, right? So we have, as you can see here, we have the AI microservice, API microservice, and then we have the website, right? So this infrastructure is our application. It will be like we have our API, then we have our website. I'm gonna put website here, and then I'm gonna put my API, where we have data and stuff, and then we have our AI service, right? So if you were to work with this and you were to say, I need to connect the stuff, I need to do stuff, you will have to, for example, run all these three things at the same time. skip the usage of NetAspire, we will have to run these three projects at the same time and then somehow connect them, say, my AI thing is under, is localhost at 8080, and then my API is, at localhost 8081, and then my website is at localhost, 9090, right? So we have to actually type this kind of stuff, right? And that's time consuming, and also you can have errors and stuff. So how Microsoft came with a solution with NetAspire. So NetAspire lets you do all this stuff without thinking about connecting and stuff, right? And how that does it work? So let me show you here. First, we have the app host, which is the orchestrator, and then you most likely, this is super simple because I always tell people this is just reading and stuff, right? So we are creating our distributed application and run it at the end. So let's forget about these two lines already. So we are going to go by line. So first we have the AI service, right? And I'm not too smart, to be honest, but if I am reading this, I can see that on my application, which is my builder, I am adding a project, and the project has, well, looks like the name of my AI service here, right? And then I am applying a name. Okay, I'm saying, I need a new application, and that's it, right? Then I'm doing the same here with the API, right? But this kind of different, right? We are having our program and then our project, which, API service. Okay, I'm gonna link it here, giving it a name, but then I am referencing it. So how will we reference stuff the old way, right? How will we do it? We will just have to do the localhost stuff, right? And then we're gonna add it here, and then same stuff here. So we're doing that here on the web application, and then referencing the API. So why do we do this? Because NetAspire is going to connect us with everything, right? So why is this important? Let's say that you have only three now, but let's say that you have another one, and another one, another one, and another microservice, another microservice, and another. And all these boxes are microservices, and you need to connect them and work with them, right? NetAspire lets you connect everything with this just by saying names and stuff, right? So that's the good thing, right? If you're on this, by the way, we can see it, but I'm not, obviously, I'm not lying to you, but let me do this a little bit bigger, right? So this is the NetAspire dashboard, right? And let's see, see everything. And for example, you remember that I showed you here that, the API is being connected with the AI service, right? So if we go to the API, we can find that, okay, we have my API service here. Let's, check some stuff from this, my API service, right? We obviously have this amazing thing that tells you everything about your solution. So for your project that you have referenced here. And then we start seeing stuff here, right? And then we hit environment variables, right? Maybe before going here, let me show you how do we actually call stuff from the API to the AI service, right? So we have my minimal endpoint, and this is my big call, right? And this is calling somewhere. And how am I calling? Where am I calling, right? Because, this stuff right here, it's my HTTP client, and this HTTP client is calling, base address, and wow, I don't think this is something like localhost, right? So sorry, this is localhost 8080 should be something like this API. I know ICE or IE, and then request or something, right? It should be something like this, but for some reason this is AI service. Well, if you remember, when we were setting everything up, we have in our app host, we have this stuff here, right? So we are actually, doing naming and stuff here. So why is this important? Because when we are checking our resources and we go back here, we can see, oh, there's something here. I didn't add this. I don't know if you did it, but I did not add anything regarding settings here to my app, right? So I added this here, and I had my thing, my URL, my link to my service done by NetAspire and connected to me, right? So that's one way that we are connecting everything, right? But then this is cool. Okay, we have the metrics and stuff, and you can see here. Okay, I have my thing, and I have my sorry about this. It's this one. And we have my beautiful traces, which is this is super important because with this you can know that okay, from my entire call stack, this one is only slow, right? Because you can see. So that's the stuff. So this is NetAspire, but we didn't come here to talk about NetAspire. We came here to see about AI, right? So AI, what's up with AI? So let me show it here. So as I told you, I have here my receipt stuff, and then how are we doing this? Okay, right? I'm not going to show any Blazor code because this doesn't make any sense to show Blazor in an AI session. But what I want to show is my beautiful AI service, right? So my AI service looks like this, right? So we are using semantic kernel, okay? So as I said before, this is a NuGet package. You can check it here. There you go. It's semantic kernel. This is the package reference, which well, this is an updated version, but the new one is just a little bit updated. And with this, you can do a couple of things, right? So we have this amazing kernel that they give us is the kernel from the semantic kernel. We need then we need some stuff to set up everything. So we need our deployment name. Okay, I'm using OpenAI, so this is more related to OpenAI to the Azure OpenAI. Sorry. So we need a deployment name, which is in this case is going to be GPT 40 mini or something like that. So this is my model I'm gonna use. Then I might need my endpoint. Okay, so this is the endpoint you have on Azure operating resource. It could be my name is .openai whatever. Then you need the API key. Okay, this is obviously to connect as a security measure. And then you need your prompt. Okay, I have my prompt on the app settings, but I'm going to show you later because I actually updated here before doing everything. So with this, we can create something amazing, which is called our Add Azure OpenAI completion, just completion. So this is actually just on our service stuff, right? Because we use services and dependency injection, we are adding our chat completion. Keep in mind that when we talk about AI, the usage of AI, we are just saying, we don't want to talk to someone. So in the end, we are chatting with them, So we need this, right? So we need this chatting stuff, right? So that's why we are adding. We are in the way to give a chat to OpenAI with me, right? So we add everything. So we build the kernel here. We have all our stuff, and then we add our service. And I am not going to lie to you, but you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 4 because this is not here necessary. 4, then 5 lines, right? And then let's build the kernel here. So 6. Let's say 6. Well, let's add one more, and we have AI added to our application, right? Though, how can we use this, right? Now we have this here already, so we added the service to everything, and now with dependency injection, we are just give me the service with the kernel get required service. This is the standard dependency injection stuff. It's nothing from semantic kernel, and we have this beautiful object here that's going to give us way to talk to semantic kernel with the OpenAI, sorry. And then I created this thing, which is my post, which is going to come from the website to the API, and then from the API to the AI. So what I'm requesting here, if you remember, I'm using just an image. So obviously I don't want to know anything else about the image, but the bytes of the image, right? Because in the end, the only thing that's matter for me, right? So I have my bytes here. And when you call this endpoint, so AI/analyze receive, and I give you a post with an object, it's going to first of all check for a couple of things. Everyone has to check about if it's null or not. Otherwise, exceptions, you don't want exceptions. So if it's null, I'm saying no image by receive or something, because you later on can see this on your production application for example, on Azure, you can see it on application sites, or you can see it local, right? Then we keep logging and stuff, and then we create an amazing stuff, right? So first of all, we are going to create a history. In this case, I don't want to keep the history for my calls to OpenAI because it doesn't make any sense. It's not like I'm going to share, for example, I'm going to send one image from a receipt and then there's no need for me to keep the image on the history of the conversation because it doesn't make any sense, right? So I just create an history every time we are talking with the AI, right? So I create a chat history. I lost my thing. Okay, then I had a system message. Okay, you're someone that's going to help me and stuff. You're trying to extract structured data from receive image. Then I have my beautiful prompt, right? So then I say, my prompt is that you are going to get not this one. You're going to get the receipt, right? Let me stuff here. So you're gonna get the receipt, and that receipt is going to have some title, maybe a date, and then some items, right? So I want you to give me a JSON file. So that JSON has to have the title, at least has to have, well, it's not title, it's a store, right? It's then date and then items. And items can be an array of items, right? And these items, well, they are going to have name plus price. And at the very end, you're going to give me the total, right? So with this prompt basically is saying this, you are going to get this image and I want you to give me this. And I want this specifically because I want to do stuff with that. So it's not like I can just tell give me something about the image, and then how am I going to work with this when I am doing my C# code? I need specifics here. I need my object. I need my stuff. And the only way you can do this is just by telling, give me this JSON with this specific format, with this specific thing, and then I'm going to do stuff with them. So I tell them, I told the AI, this is what you need to do. Because, prompt is the most important stuff on the AI. Then, after I have my prompt, I do some stuff here. First of all, I have to create actually, first you need to create the chat message content, right? So this is, you can skip this one because it's duplicated, but we need to create this. So every time you talk with AI, you're actually sending not a message, but you're sending like a chat message content stuff, because you can send messages, you can send text, you can send text, you can send images, you can send PDF, you can send everything you want. And it's not only that, so you can send multiple files. So you need to actually, you can just send text, or you can send this collection, right? And this collection has two things. First, has the text content, which is the prompt, which is you see here, and then the image content, right? And we're just sending binary data, right? And we're telling the type of image, right? This is important here. It should be auto-detected, but well, we don't do that now. And then we just add the user message here, right? So we have everything enough. Now we just need to do, call our service, because our service does everything for us. So we do it here. So we are just saying, get chat message content async, and we're sending the history, right? In this case, we could send other stuff, but for us to use the collection, we need to use the history. That's why every time we do the call, we create a new history, so we don't track everything on the end. As soon as we get this thing, we are going to get the content, and then we most likely we need to do some string manipulation. In this case, remove the JSON file, the JSON markdown, and with that, as I said before, we need a specific JSON file. We can do the amazing JSON deserializer. So we are saying, I have my JSON file. This is my JSON, and then I have my C# class. So with this, I'm saying, build me this, and then send my analyze result. And with this, we show everything. How can I show you that this happens, right? So let's go back to our amazing receipt scanner stuff, and then let's do here. So let me show, content received here, for example. Let me show the console first. This is easier. So here, this is the entire call we're saying. So everything is here is all the binaries converted to I think base64 to send to OpenAI, and then we're saying in this, we have the content received, and then you see store, date, items, and total, and then we create the analysis result. So this, you can see here in the code, it's analysis result created and then content received. So we are successfully getting a JSON file out of an image, and then we can do stuff with it. So that's how you add AI to your application, right? So it's, in the end, that's the easy way. You see, we spend like what 10, 10, 15, 20 lines of code to add everything, right? So that's what I wanted to show you. Let me go back here. Maybe, yeah, maybe I can continue with that. And yeah, so I show you how we did the infrastructure for this session. I didn't show you about the placer code because HTML is not the important part here. But then I show you how to add the AI stuff to your application. We also saw how we can log the application and see, okay, what's going on in my application, right? And I think that's my time for it. I want to say thanks again to the Azure Nigeria community to let me give the session. I really enjoy it. I really like it to teach people about what I do. And obviously there you have my Twitter or X down on my face, and you can find all the code and stuff in this repository. It's going to be public, and then you can see everything. Like, try test by yourself. You just need a resource on Azure OpenAI, and that's it. So thanks a lot. Thanks once again, and hope you have a fantastic day. And if you need anything, just contact me. I'm happy to talk to you. And if you learn me and I teach you, that's fine. So see ya.